Okay, let's take a look at a couple of the examples that use the skills in the last little video lecture. So it says let f be a function defined by f of x equals 2x, or sorry, 2 sine x plus cosine x. The average rate of change of f over the interval 0 to b is 0.05, where b is greater than 0. Which of the following is an equation that could be used to find the value of b? So if we look at this problem, the key things we're going to look at is that it's talking average rate of change, and they gave us an interval. So that tells me that I can say f of b minus f of 0 over b minus 0 gives me my average rate of change, because it's really just a slope formula. And we want to set that equal to what they say the average rate of change is, which is 0.05. All right, so I'm going to clean that up slightly. Actually, before I clean it up, I'm going to check and see if there's any that match perfectly. The first one definitely can't get it to match. The second one can't. And it looks like C is a perfect match. All right, I always go out and check D just to make sure. D is a plus sign in there where it needs to be a minus. All right, so that one's no good either. All right, so we are looking at B. All right, moving on to the next one. We've got selected values of a function g are shown in the table above. What is the average rate of change of g over the interval -2 to 2? All right, so I'm looking from the input of -2 to the input of 2. All right, we want the rate average. So we're going to take g of 2 minus g of -2 over 2 minus -2. All right, so if I clean that up, I've got 2 plus 2, which is 4. And then on top, I've got g of 2, which is 5, minus g of -2, which is -3. All right, minus minus is a plus, so we really have 8 over 4, which is 2. All right, now I went all the way through and found the value. This actually asked me, all right, which of these would be correct? So if I look at it, I want to look for something that matches us. So it looks like right here in B, we have the 5 minus -3, which matches our top. And in the bottom, we have 2 minus -2, which would be 4, which would match the bottom. All right, so B is our correct choice in this one. All right, notice they didn't do the trailing calculations. A lot of times College Board won't do that. They'll just provide you with the expression because they don't want to waste your assessment time doing computation. They want to make sure that they're asking questions that are directly related to the calculus we're learning. If we move on to the next example here, it says estimate f prime of 5. All right, we're going to remember that f prime of 5 is really the derivative at x equals 5, which is code for slope of the tangent line at x equals 5, or we could say instantaneous rate of change. So if I go out here to 5, we've got this point right here. And again, I'm not going to shoot for perfect on this. I'm going to draw in something that clearly looks like a tangent line. What I really don't want to see you do is put 2 dots on the curve itself and then connect those, because then you're looking at a secant line, and secant lines would be average rate of change versus instantaneous. We want to make sure this line looks very tangent. All right, so when I look at this, it looks like it's roughly a little less than 2 probably. So I'm going to look at my choices. I'm going to see what the best choice is. All right, so negatives are definitely out because this is clearly a positive slope. It's clearly not 0. So I'm really down to 2 or 0.1. All right, 0.1 would be a very, very shallow growth, whereas 2 would be much steeper. So in this case, we're looking at a slope of 2. All right, so we would say that f prime of 5 equals approximately 2. Right? And that would be the statement that we could get out of that. If we needed to find a tangent line, we could do that, but this problem did not ask us for that. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, this one is going to push you a little bit into the next topic. So I would like you to give this a try. I'm not going to give you a video solution for this one, but we will talk about it the next day in class. So give this a shot. Make sure you feel okay with what's going on in it. And if you don't, bring your questions to class tomorrow after you've kind of thought on it for a night. Everything before that should have you ready to go for the con assignments for tonight. Just as a reminder, if we jump over into our Unit 2 calendar, I've got that laid out for you. Today is Friday, so you've got 3 assignments on Khan Academy. All right. Hope you have a great weekend. Sorry I wasn't here today. I'm really hopeful I'll be back Monday, but I can't guarantee anything at this point in time. So I will see you all as soon as possible. Bye.